Coming up on the Sports Desk, undefeated, and it feels so good. You'll see why the Spartans volleyball team are addicted to the dub, and it's pretty safe to say the Tartars baseball team knows a thing or two about getting some dubs. El Camino College makes a gigantic splash in the pool, plus we go in the soup to give you the scoop on Maddie Watson. That's surfer lingo, by the way. We have all this and so much more. The Sports Desk begins right now. Welcome everyone to the only sports show designed with the Torrance sports fan in mind. You can call us The Desk. You have our permission. Thank you for stopping by, and don't forget to stop by and visit us on social media. Show us some love on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Share your videos and photos, and by all means, give us some ideas for future stories. Do you know a local athlete or coach that should be featured on our show? If you do, don't be bashful. Please let us know, and we'll feature that person on an upcoming episode. We promise. All right, according to grown-ups, there are a lot of things that high school kids love to avoid doing. Taking out the trash, homework, household chores. But the high school kids on the South Torrance boys volleyball team are known for avoiding something different. The Spartans love to avoid doing this more than anything, and it's called losing. And let's just say they've been avoiding it like the plague lately. And why? Because they don't have time for losing, and that's because, well, they're too busy winning. The Spartans have won all 20 of their games so far, including their most recent match against El Segundo. And that's where Cedric Welton picks up our story.
The Spartans welcome a strong El Segundo team to the hardwood this evening, and let's just say they made quick work of their opponents.
We start in the final set. Spartans up, Cole Kush assists Gunnar Bryden for the crafty kill. Corey Hutchinson with the ace as the serve was too much for the Eagles to handle. Spartans need just one more. Final play of the game, Cole Kush assists to Michael Faluna, who tells the Eagles, "Meet me at the net," and the game is over. The Spartans added to their long win streak with this victory. I caught up with seniors Tyler Dimmick, Luke Marzik, and head coach Aaron Saldana post-game.
We played a solid game. We put away the ball, and we worked hard to just get the win.
I just like that we pushed and we don't play down to another team. We just play our game.
The boys played well. They jumped on them real quick. We came off of a long weekend up in La Jolla, or down in La Jolla, San Diego, winning that tournament. Really looking to see how my boys would bounce back and how they would react coming into today's game. We knew, El Segundo's, they've been tough in the past. They're D1 this year, and really waiting to see how my boys would bounce back and how they would react after a long weekend.
The Spartans are not only undefeated, but are ranked number 2 in the nation at 19-0. The Spartans enlighten me on what makes this team so special from previous years.
We definitely have a lot better team chemistry, especially having some of the freshmen come on. We all just like to work together, definitely put in a lot more effort than last year, and we just different mood on the court.
We're really a cohesive group. We hang out a lot outside of just volleyball, and just no one has any issues with each other, so it just makes it so we can always work on volleyball and not have to deal with other stuff.
Definitely my seniors, they got a lot of experience. They've been playing together for a number of years now. They're mentally strong. More mentally strong than any years in the past, and having our young guys brings some young blood. So it keeps it exciting, keeps pushing the seniors, and it brings about best out of everyone.
The Spartans dominated this matchup 3-0. Reporting from South Torrance High School, I'm Cedric Welton for the Sports Desk.
Cedric, thanks. The easiest way to snap a 4-game losing skid is to start a 7-game win streak, which is exactly what the West High boys volleyball team did after falling to Bishop back on March 13th. The Warriors were hoping to win their 8th straight when they hosted rival North recently. The Saxons snapped a losing streak of their own. They had won 2 straight heading into this one. Terrence Davis has more.
Coming into league play, the West Warriors had one goal in mind: beat South High School and if tonight's performance against North Torrance is any indication, they might have a shot. The Warriors and Saxons look primed and ready for battle in this Pioneer League opener. Late first set, West ahead 17-12. Jordan Yee sets it up for Dan Iwamiya, who brings down the hammer with a vicious spike. West would take the first set 25-15. Second set action. Zachary Becker's spike is blocked. North regains possession, but Bennett Nick's spikes puts an end to the Saxon rally. West takes the second set 25-18. Midway through the third, Andrew Pascal's spike is blocked and saved by Nix. Yee sets it up for Ethan Cohen, who slams it down for the kill. The Warriors finish off the Saxons 25-19 to take the victory in straight sets.
Yeah, truthfully, we were expecting a dogfight. The North Torrance, they're playing good volleyball. They lost in the semifinals of a tournament where we were in the final, and we thought it was going to really be a battle. Now, I know both sides are a little dinged up. We were down 3 starters, so we're really fortunate to get out of there.
Dan Iwamiya acknowledges that his team is talented, but their in-game communication has to get better.
Talking's definitely our weakest point right now. You know, when we're down a few points, a lot of teams, a lot of them are like young guys, so they're not really, exposed to the type of volleyball that I'm exposed to. So I think if we talk more, we make sure all the teammates are playing well. We'll be, I think, 50% better than what we are right now.
Iwamiya says the squad has a chip on their shoulder and wants to take their program to new heights.
West has never beat South or won league in years, probably before I was even born. So, if we could beat South, we'd be making history, and, it'd prove a lot of, other teams wrong that, we're a good team.
Despite the disappointing loss, Zachary Becker was optimistic his team will bounce back.
We kind of are in a rebuilding state right now, but we got a good couple of guys, and I feel like we can actually go somewhere. Someone has to be out there to get them, pumped up and out of that state of like, oh, I messed up, or oh, we're losing. You need to just keep them pumped up, keep them ready for the next play.
Reporting from West High School, I'm Terrence Davis with the Sports Desk.
Thank you, Terrence. The boys volleyball team at Ambassador High School is off to a great start. The Lions have won 4 of their last 5 and are 10-4 overall. Not to mention 2-0 so far in conference play. The Lions were back at home recently entertaining the Stingrays of Pacific Lutheran. Always a raucous crowd on hand over at the Galaxy Center. Lions getting jacked up for this conference match. First set, Sandus Whiteman serving for Pacific Lutheran, and this will lead to Ambassador senior Wes Sleeman with the subtle tap block at the net. Point Lions, and just like that, Lions come out on fire. They're up 5-zip. Stingrays finally scratch. Michael Camparelli serving. It's Garrett Patillo right there with the popcorn kill. And now the score is even Steven, and we got ourselves a dogfight. After the Lions timeout, Marcos Bedoya serves. Wes Sleeman's got the turkey and the stuffing. Ambassador wins the first set 25-22. We move to the second set now. Wes Sleeman serving it up after the cutaway. And then Daniel Hilsman, well, he's going to get killjoy. And Stingrays cut the Lions' lead to 2. We were far from finished at that point. Gabe Casey serving, and then Garrett Patillo with a slam dunk kill there. They'd go on to win at the Stingrays, 25-21. Third set now. Lions ain't messing around. Wes Sleeman serving. Stephen Barker killing them softly. Lions on the comeback trail. Throw your fingers up. It's game point with Jackson Carr serving. Nice back and forth here. And it'll end up with Carr setting up fellow senior Marcos Bedoya, who put some mustard right there on that thing. Race can't handle it. Lions take the third set 25-16. Fourth set now, different story. Pacific Lutheran comes right back. Michael Camparelli, his kill would stay in bounds, trust me. Rays win the fourth set 25-14. Now fifth set, Lions regroup. Check this out. Sandus Whiteman serving for Pac Lutheran. Watch Stephen Barker. You can't handle the juice. Game over. Lions win the fifth and final set by the score of 15-11, taking the match 3-2. Ambassador has now won 3 straight. Elsewhere in boys volleyball, the Knights improved their record to 5-6 overall and 1-0 in conference play. The Tartars are now 6-7 on the season and also 1-0 in conference play. Now in college volleyball, the Elko men are winners of 6 straight and remain unbeaten in conference play. They're now 9-3 overall. Let's talk high school baseball now. The Tartars of Torrance High have won 6 straight, and during this time they've scored a total of 43 runs. Let me repeat that, please. 43 runs. And get this, Torrance has only given up 7 runs during this streak. Impressive? I'll say. Torrance returned home to Kendall Field recently to play host to Santa Monica. Cedric Welton was there, and he files this report.
The streaking Torrance Tartars were looking to pad the win column some more, welcoming Santa Monica to Kendall Field this afternoon. And the Tartars were all business.
Bottom of the third, Brian Becerra smacks one to right field, enough to bring a Tartar home. Torrance is up 5-1. Joey Gold sneaks one past the shortstop to bring another runner home. Tartars now up 6-1. Logan Young hits a line drive to center field. 2 runners come home. This is getting out of hand. Tartars now up 8-1. Neil Feist with bases loaded down the middle with a double. Brings in 3 Tartars and the score is now 11-3. Kalaje McClain looking to get in on the action. Base hit to bring Feist home. Tartars will win this matchup with a final score of 13-3.
The Tartars jumped on the Vikings in the early innings and never looked back, moving to 6-1 in the season. Reporting from Kendall Field, I'm Cedric Welton for the Sports Desk.
Cedric, thanks. Let's check out some baseball scores now. Knights win. They're now 2-5, 1-2 in league play. The Spartans also had a good week. They improved to 7-1 overall. West falls to 4-7 on the season, while the Saxons dropped to 6-5 overall. College baseball now. The last time El Camino played conference foe Cerritos College, Elko won that game in walk-off fashion thanks to Spencer Long's rib single in the bottom of the 11th inning. It's pretty safe to say it served as a huge win for the Warriors, who moved a game above 500 in the South Coast Conference. These two rivals would meet again at Warrior Field, and something tells me Cerritos was still bitter about that previous game. Bottom of the first, no score. That's about to change. Spencer Palmer is at the dish, and he slaps a rib single into center field. Jordan Folgers is on his horse. He scores from second. Warriors take a 1-zip lead. The score would stay that way until the top of the third. Jorge Rodriguez battling for Cerritos, and he slaps this Daniel Alvarez offering into center. Gabriel James goes from first to third. Jacob Gonzalez scores from second, and we are tied and playing a game of Uno. Falcons weren't finished. Raleigh Nichols hits this past the outstretched glove right there. This will score Jamie from third. Falcons on top 2-1 at this point. Now we move to the bottom of the 7th. It's now 8-1 Cerritos. Say what? Bases loaded here. Diego Alacon, he's knocking some base into left field. It's a rib double scoring Jerry Granillo and Spencer Long. The score is now 8-3 Cerritos after 7. Same score. Bottom of the 9th now. Warriors trying to rally another bases-loaded scenario. Spencer Palmer singles in Trevor McInerney. Warriors cut their deficit to 4 runs. Cody Whistler singles to center here, and that'll score another one for Elko. But, and I do say but, the rally fell short in the 9th. Cerritos wins 8-5. Afterwards, the guys discussed how some untimely errors put a damper on the team's energy level.
And we just made too many errors defensively. You know, make an error in the 3rd, an error in the 4th, an error in the 5th, and a 1-run inning turns into 2 or 3 run innings. And then I thought we did a good job of battling back, kind of get unlucky there in the 9th.
We knew that there was going to be good energy coming into the game, and it's a must-win game to hopefully take the series. And we knew we had to come out firing, and kind of stalled a little bit in the beginning, but we were able to put some runs up and had a good fight towards the end, but just weren't able to come all the way through.
We knew that they wanted to beat us pretty bad, so I mean, when we came out here, we tried to come out and have some energy, but just wasn't enough to come out with a W.
I thought our spirits were pretty good. I thought we battled all day. I just think when it comes down to making some physical errors, it sunk us.
All right, we're going to take a quick timeout, but whatever you do, don't go anywhere because you won't want to miss this. Coming up next, this show is taking a dive. And for good reason. El Camino College is just too cool for their own pool. We'll explain what this means after the break. Stay with us. Welcome back to the Sports Desk, everyone. Remember to follow us on social media, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Share your story ideas, post your photos and videos. We want to hear from you, Torrance. After all, this is your show, so be sure to get involved. Her name is Diamond, and recently she got some shine. Big time. Diamond Lewis plays third base and is also a pitcher on the El Camino College softball team. And she's one of the reasons why the Warriors have been so successful this season on the diamond. And if you don't believe me, just pick up the latest issue of Sports Illustrated. They know what's up. Check this out. El Camino's Diamond in the Rough is one of Sports Illustrated's faces in the crowd. How awesome is that? The Elko freshman opened the season on a tear, hitting safely in 18 straight games. She's batting .547 with 19 runs batted in, 16 stolen bases, and a total of 37 hits so far. Wow! It's quite an honor to be mentioned in the pages of the iconic Sports Illustrated. Way to go, Diamond. Well deserved. As for Diamond's team, they've now won 12 of their last 13 games. El Camino hit the road and swept a doubleheader from Grossmont, improving their record to 17-6, 4-0 in conference. And we're not done with the softball honors. West High School standout Maylee Newman received another accolade. The senior pitcher and first baseman was named the SoCal Prep Legends Female Athlete of the Week. Newman posted a 4-1 record, allowed just 2 earned runs in 22 innings while striking out 14. She also had a double and drove in 4 runs. Now that's what I call a good week. Maylee and the Warriors improved to 10-2 with a 5-zip victory over Peninsula. The Tartars improved to 4-6 with a road victory at Hawthorne. The Spartans are now 11-1 thanks to their win at Peninsula. Saxons improved to 7-3 with a win on the road at Redondo. It might be springtime, but the hunt for Red October has just begun. Had to sneak that movie reference in. I just couldn't resist. Here's the deal. Bishop Montgomery basketball standout Gianni Hunt will be satisfying his hunger real soon. And that's because the Knights junior point guard will hoop it up with the Oakland Soldiers of the Nike Elite Youth Basketball League. The EYBL is known for its high-quality brand of basketball. The league attracts some of the best high school ballers around. Hunt led the nationally ranked Bishop Knights to a 28-2 record this past season. The Soldiers, by the way, are the defending Peach Jam champions. Good luck to Gianni. All right, we go from jumpers to lung busters. That's swimming lingo, by the way. The El Camino College swimming and diving teams dominated Cerritos College and Rio Hondo in a dual meet recently. And it's pretty safe to say the Warriors are, well, making a splash this season.
Whose house is this? Our house! Whose house is this? Our house! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! Who are we? Warriors! Who are we? Warriors! Warriors on 3! 1, 2, 3, Warriors!
Wow, if that doesn't get you all jacked up, I don't know what will. I'm so excited to read the rest of this story now. Can you feel the energy, people? I know I can. ECC Pool hosted the dual meet, like I said, involving Rio Hondo and Cerritos College. The doggy paddle was not available for this event, which is too bad, because this pooch right here is the defending champ in that category and should be a future guest on Canine Corner. If not, I'm suing. Now, this is El Camino's Jean Liu preparing beforehand with diving coach Lori Dowdy. Now, on the diving board, Liu was straight fire. She won the event with ease, posting a score of 218.35, becoming the 3rd women's diver in El Camino history to record a score of more than 200 points. Just so you know, Lou's score on the 3-meter board was the second best diving score in Elko history. Wow. Let's do some swimming now. You're watching Elko freshman Claire Cerritos. She was victorious on this day. Cerritos won the 100 breaststroke, 200 breaststroke, and 200 individual medley. Not too shabby. Up next for the Warriors is Cindy No, and just look at her go. She scored wins in the 50 freestyle, 100 freestyle, and the 100 backstroke. Now, teammate Andrea Canchola, well, she took the dub in the 200 freestyle, the 500 freestyle, and the 1,000 freestyle. Warriors win the meet. The Elko women are now 5-1 in dual meets this season. The men are 4-1. All right, we're going to take another quick time out here on the Sports Desk. Don't move a muscle, though. Still to come. Which way to the beach, dude? You're about to meet a surfing sensation from Torrance High School. Plus, we'll take you inside a kendo tournament. You won't want to miss that. You're watching the Sports Desk, and we thank you for it. Spread the word. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Sports Desk, everyone. Torrance High School senior Maddie Watson is far from a Barney. This young lady knows a thing or two about ripping. Let's just say she can shoot the curl and shred with the best of them. In case you haven't figured it out by now, Maddie Watson surfs, and she's really good at it. And you're about to find out why. Here now is Danny Miskell with a special Sports Desk profile on Maddie Watson.
She's a local surfer who got her bearings right here at Torrance Beach. She competes on the Torrance High surf team and has been dominating in the girls shortboard category within league competition this season. She is Maddie Watson, and she just took a wave in to tell us her story. When she's not in the water, she's still thinking about those waves. Maddie surfs because she's just in love with it, and it wasn't until she started riding waves for competition that her surfing went to the next level.
Before I started doing competitions, I really only surfed with my dad and like his older friends, and they kind of just gave me waves, and I didn't really have to like fight for my waves. But competing, you really have to just be like in that mindset. So it definitely helped me get more competitive, which has made me a better surfer.
Maddie fights for those waves with her 5'8" Hypto Crypto by Hayden Shapes. She prefers shortboards over longboards because for her, they're more of a challenge.
Shortboarding is just more fun, it's more of a thrill. Longboarding, after a while, you're just standing, and I mean, yeah, that's pretty much it. Shortboarding, the possibilities are endless.
Maddie's biggest inspiration and the reason why she got into surfing would be because of her dad, Chad Watson. As the old saying goes, like father, like daughter.
His style of surfing, and that's kind of what I look up to the most, just because it's good. And I notice little things that he does, and I try to pick off those things and work on those things for myself.
My experience has helped her a lot. I can take her to places where she can feel a little more comfortable, not so intimidated. You know, the idea that she gets to be with her dad in the water helps a lot.
Maddie's not only got her dad's style of riding, but she's also got his natural ability to coach and help other surfers out. Some good pointers that he's passed on to her and she uses would be:
paddle like you want it.
Paddle like you want it.
You can just tell when someone's paddling and they're just really hesitant. Yeah. And he always says, don't hesitate. Yeah, I know when you hesitate.
And she's going to be putting those pointers to good use soon because Maddie has an opportunity waiting for her at the end of graduation. It's the position of assistant coach at Torrance High and with the team she's been with since freshman year.
I'm definitely going to do it just because it's an excuse to surf, and I really want Torrance to continue the surf team just because, we're so small that it would just be so sad if it ended after 4 years. So, I want to keep it going.
And she's been pretty instrumental in keeping the program going. She's always trying to recruit the younger kids onto the surf team. So hopefully that keep going.
She's already got a head start to helping grow the program. Last year, she recruited her very good friend James Foreman to join the Torrance High surf team.
Well, I've only been surfing for a year. she basically just got me into it, and right away I just fell in love with it. She's just like, oh, we have this surf team, like you should do it, and it's really fun. And like even years before, she was like, you should try and surf, and I was like, yeah, I would love to do that. And then finally I got into it, and yeah, it's the best thing ever.
Not only does Maddie have an eye for recruiting, but she's also good at reading the waves and finding those peaks to get the most right out of a wave. That's how she's taken first place in every meet this year, winning both in the shortboard and longboard divisions. Her surf mates voted her MVP, and her biggest achievement would be taking 5th place in the South Bay All-Stars competition last year, which means the female surfers are finally getting their time to shine.
I know like girl surfing, like in competitive ways, is growing more. You know, girls are getting more recognition, like the pros and stuff. I don't think I'll ever get to that level. But I mean, just like locally, I think us girls are definitely, we can take over.
We love hearing that kind of girl power. So the South Bay All-Stars competition is coming up again the weekend of April 14th. Maddie is gearing up to carve some barrels at Hermosa Pier, and her method in doing so is nothing short of winging it.
Normally I don't really prepare that well, other than just trying to surf as much as I can, and that's pretty much it. Because I think when I prepare for it more, I kind of build up in my head, and then that's when I kind of psych myself out. So I try not to think about it and then just kind of show up and do it.
So if you happen to be surfing around these parts, don't be surprised if you bump into Maddie Watson at Torrance Beach. It offers her something different than any of the other beaches.
So surfing here definitely refreshes me and just makes me appreciate like even little waves.
Spoken like a true surfer, Maddie, and there's no one who could be more proud of that than Mom and Dad.
Me and her mother are very, very proud of this young lady. We think that I think we've done a great job with this girl, and I think she's going to do fine. She seems to be making the right choices, and I can't be prouder than her. Very proud of her.
We expect to see great things from Maddie at the All-Star competition next month. But even beyond that, we look forward to seeing her take on her new role as assistant coach to spread the love of surfing along these local shores. Reporting from Torrance Beach, I'm Danny Miskell with the Sports Desk.
Thank you, Danny. Good stuff. Can't wait for the All-Star competition. As you can imagine, surfing can make you hungry. And if you're wondering where Maddie goes to satisfy her hunger after hanging 10 on Torrance Beach, we have the answer.
El Burrito,
yeah,
the chimichangas. If you go to El Burrito Jr. and you don't get the chimichanga, you're doing it wrong.
Right on, Maddie. It's about time somebody mentioned chimichangas on this program. They are delicious after all. All right, before we leave you, we're going to check in with Danny Miskell one more time. Here's the deal. We sent Danny to a local kendo tournament, and it was a lot of fun. Danny will give us a full report on our next episode, but for now, here's a sample of what you can expect.
AJ, I'm here with kendo instructor Jason Brown, and he's been gracious enough to let me go ahead and break down the armor that they're using in the tournament here today. So let's go ahead and start with the helmet. In Japanese, they call this men. Then moving down to the protection in the torso area, this is known as do. Moving down to his legs, this protection is called tare. And then we have the gloves, they call it kote. And then of course the most significant piece is his weapon, the bamboo sword known as shinai. And we are seeing these weapons in action at the tournament behind me, so you want to stay tuned to next week's episode. I'm going to have the entire coverage of how the 60th annual kendo tournament went here today in Torrance. Back to you, AJ.
That is so cool. Don't forget to tune in next week to catch Danny Miskell's feature on the art of kendo. All right, that does it for this week's edition of the Sports Desk. Thanks so much for joining us. As always, we appreciate your support. My name is AJ Vittone, and I've seen, heard, and said enough for 1 week. We'll continue this conversation again next week. I promise. Until then, don't forget to follow the Sports Desk on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. And remember, you can email us as well. We'd love to hear from you. That's all the time we have, sports fans. We'll catch you next time right here on the Sports Desk.